What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back to my unit review series. In this series I review new units released in the game and tell you how good they are. And today I'm going to be taking a look at Delthea, and in this video I'll tell you guys how good she is and what are some of her best skill inheritance options. We will also take a look at some of her best teammates and some counters that you should watch out for when using her. So Delthea is one of the best blue mages in the game, and looking at her stats, her HP stat is lowest for a blue unit and she cannot take too many hits unless she's up against a red magical unit, and her attack is second highest for a mage in the game right now and the highest attack for a blue mage. So Delthea can hit extremely hard because of this, and because of the fact that she has got a base speed of 34, she is a big offensive threat, and base 34 speed is above average, and because of this she can definitely run desperation skill with some other offensive slot A skill like darting blow, fury or life and death. And her defense stat is lowest in the game, and obviously she's not meant to be left on the front lines because she will even have trouble surviving attacks coming from low attack sword units. Her resistance is very high, allowing her to be a good red magic check, and Delthea without any kind of problem can take a hit from a fully buffed Bladetome Tharja, and this high resistance also means that she gets access to the special iceberg, and you can use that special in case you got a minus attack Delthea and if you're unable to use Draconic Aura. Her weapon is Dark Aura, which is a legendary weapon, so only she can use it and it's not inheritable. It gives all melee units who are within 1 tile radius near her +6 attack bonus, which is absolutely incredible, and because of that she's an excellent support unit. Because of this weapon and her slot C skill, she's able to provide a support to melee units which no other unit in the game can. Even if you get a minus attack or minus speed Delthea, she can still be a very good support unit because of this weapon, and she will still have a lot of nuking potential even if she's minus attack. So she is a pretty good unit even if she has bad IVs, and her slot A skill is Death Blow, which gives her +6 attack when she initiates the combat, and this being her default skill is great as it adds to her nuking power, and with her already high attack she can do insane amounts of damage with this skill. Her slot C skill is Drive Attack, which is an upgrade to Spur Attack skill, so any unit within 2 tile radius of Delthea will get +3 attack bonus in the combat, and she's able to provide +9 attack boost to all melee units with this skill and her weapon, which is absolutely ridiculous, and melee units even with average attack can hit hard thanks to Delthea's support. So Delthea can pretty much make your allies who are melee units into nukes. Her special is Miracle, and she's the first offensive unit in the game to have this special by default. Other units who have this special are healers. This skill is a nice reference to the first time you recruit Delthea in Shadows of Valentia, where she comes equipped with a prayer ring which provides her with the Miracle skill. Miracle is not really that good of a special for an all-out offensive unit like her, and you should not be leaving her in the range of units who can kill her to begin with. Something like Iceberg or Draconic Aura are way better special for someone as strong as her, and overall Delthea is a top tier unit who can nuke stuff and also provide insane amounts of support to melee units. I'd say that she is the second best blue mage in the game after Reinhardt, and yes, I do mean to say that she is a better blue unit than Linde in my opinion. I'll explain why. Linde has got 2 point higher speed and 1 point less attack and much less resistance than Delthea, so Linde can definitely double a lot of units with help of a slot A skill like Life and Death or Fury, and she can support her teammates defensively from the healing from her Aura Tome, Breath of Life slot C skill and Breath of Life Sacred Seal, and in total she can heal allies for 15 HP, and yes, all those effects do stack up. However, Linde cannot be as good of a magic check as Delthea and cannot support offensively. Delthea has got a higher attack and higher resistance than Linde, which gives her more versatility to run skills, to check red units, and she can also give +9 attack bonus to melee units, which Linde cannot do. The metagame right now is very offensively oriented, so in that regard, Delthea is a better unit to have on your team than Linde when it comes to support. I also think that offensive support is much more valuable valuable than defensive support in most cases. Not to mention, even in Tempest Trials, you've got the turn limit, so making all of your units powerful with Delthea support means that you will have faster clear times for Tempest Trials. Delthea can also support both offensively and defensively if she decides to run Breath of Life Slotsy skill and Breath of Life Sacred Seal. However, she will not be able to double the same amount of units as Linde, and Linde is still an excellent blue mage, but I think that Delthea's pros over Linde heavily outweigh her cons, making her a better unit than Linde by a slight margin in my opinion. Now let's move on to some of her best skill interchance options, and I will begin with a budget set. This set is really good, especially for people who have pulled a minus speed Delthea, and this set includes skills from pretty common units or some free to play units, and is not that expensive SP wise to build. With this set, Delthea can become a support goddess. Her slot A skill will be her default death blow skill, which allows her to nuke stuff, and for slot B, it's up to your team's requirement. Red Tomebreaker mages like Tharja and Leo are a big nuisance to face in arena, and with Red Tomebreaker, Delthea laughs at their face and will always be the death of them. With Red Tomebreaker, Delthea can even survive a plus 10 merge plus attack Tharja with Life and Death, who has got the standard buff from Eric or Ephraim, and then easily kill Tharja. She can even kill a Horse Emblem fully buffed Leo who has got a plus attack Ivy and Death Blow as his slot A skill, and if you own a plus HP Delthea, she can even survive a plus 10 merged Horse Emblem Leo, as you can see. So Red Tomebreaker allows Delthea to be a solid red magic check. With Blue Tomebreaker, she can check Linde and even live a hit from Life and Death Linde and then kill her. If you do not require any kind of magic check, then you can run Lance Breaker and easily kill every Lance unit in the game except for Fury Camus and Fury Florina. That's a more offensive option if you want to take that. She can definitely run her default attack drive to give her teammates even more offensive support, or you can simply try to give them defensive support with Breath of Life from a 4-star Felicia. Reposition is the best movement skill in the game right now, and it adds to the overall utility and support of Delthea. And once again, if you want her to support your units offensively, then Rally Speed is also a really good option, as she will be able to provide them with attack and speed bonus. Her best special is Draconic Aura, which gives her 16 points of additional damage, and if you have got a plus resistance Delthea, then you should definitely run Iceberg, as it will give you 17 points of damage when you trigger it. The best boon with this set is attack, but honestly plus HP, plus resistance, or even plus speed all work really well with this set. It's actually quite a flexible set. Her defense is worthless for the most part, so that's why it's the best bane for her, and if you're running Red or Blue Tomebreaker, then you should definitely run HP plus 3 Sacred Seal, and if you're running Lance Breaker, then go with attack plus 1 Sacred Seal, and if you have got Breath of Life as your slot C skill and you want to focus more on healing, then Breath of Life Sacred Seal is also an option. Now let's move on to her True Glass Cannon set. For slot A, Life and Death is her best option. If you cannot afford to fodder off a 5-star unit, then even Life and Death from a 4-star Hannah will work, and if you do not even have a Hannah, then Darting Blow is her last best option. Death Blow unfortunately doesn't provide her speed, and Swift Sparrow gives her the same results as Darting Blow, so that's why I haven't mentioned it here. And when she will have her speed boosted by a slot A skill, then she can easily run Desperation. For slot C skill, she can run her default drive attack, or if she decides to support her teammates in another way, then she can run Hone Speed. Ardent Sacrifice is a really safe option for her to get into her Desperation range, and Draconic Aura is the best special for this set unless you've got a plus resistance Delthea. Then you can run Iceberg if you're running Darting Blow, and her best boon with this set is speed, and the best bane is defense. People with minus attack Delthea can also run this set, and in my opinion, minus attack IV on her is not as bad as minus speed IV. Minus speed IV on her is just the worst bane for her, as she loses on tons of matchups because of it, and she will be unable to run Desperation, and she pretty much becomes a unit with average speed. For Sacred Seal, you want to run speed plus 1, as Delthea already has plenty of attack, and what she needs is speed, so that's why speed plus 1 is the choice. She can also run a standard Bladetome set if you want to, but do keep in mind that she will lose her niche of supporting allies with Dark Aura, and Linde does outclass Delthea for the most part as a Bladetome user, but still Delthea can do a lot of destruction with this. Life and Death makes her hit really hard, however if you want to preserve her bulk, as she will get resistance and defense buff since she's a Bladetome user, then you can definitely run Swift Sparrow, and if you cannot run those two options, then Darting Blow flow works really well as well. Once again, people with minus attack Delthea can also run this set because Bladetomes are just that busted, and Desperation is a must with this set as her defense is really low, so she will not be able to survive hits from distant counter units. And you could also run Vantage if you decide to run Life and Death, and one Ardent Sacrifice will always put her in the Desperation range. And she can also run the 4-star version of Bladderblade if you do not want to upgrade Odin for the plus version of the weapon, as the difference is marginal. And Moonbow is a good special with Bladetomes due to its lower cooldown, but you can also run Glimmer for Tempest Trials as units there have got inflated stats, and Glimmer can do huge amounts of damage to those units if you already are doing a lot of damage, and they also have huge amounts of HP like 70 or 75 HP, so that's why Glimmer can be pretty useful in that setting. And the best boon with this set is speed, and the best bane is defense, and for her Sacred Seal it is recommended to run speed +1. So those were her skill and instance options. Now let's take a look at some of her best teammates. Now even though every melee unit in the game appreciates +9 attack bonus, Dragon Emblem in particular can become more viable now if you run Delthea with 3 dragons, because currently we only have fortified dragons from Ninian and no Hone Dragon skill is available. So Delthea's +6 attack from Dark Aura acts like a Hone Dragon skill to an extent because it gives +6 attack, but she's not able to boost the speed, so you can definitely run this until we get a dragon with Hone Dragon skill. And bulky dragons like Young Tiki can easily devour physical threats for Delthea, and Ninian can provide more nuking chances to Delthea with Sing. Faye is also a solid magic check with fortified dragons and lightning breath plus. High defense distant counter units like Xander, Ike and Hector not only appreciate the attack boost from Delthea, but can also help her by eliminating the physical threats, and since they can counter attack at any range, they can make good use of the attack bonus and take on more threats due to distant counter. Vantage skill is usually run on units with high attack, so that using Vantage you can kill your opponents in a single hit in enemy phase, so Delthea's attack support helps tremendously for such Vantage units and makes it really easy for them to sweep your opponent's team in enemy phase by baiting them all out. It's pretty obvious from Delthea's poor defense that any physical unit will be able to destroy her, but high resistance green units like Titania, Julia and Sonia will easily eat hits from Delthea and kill her. And despite her high resistance, the ever popular Quick and Pulse Moonbow Reinhardt will be able to 1-round KO Delthea unless your Delthea is heavily merged. So just keep out your Delthea out of the range of these units and any kind of physical unit and you'll be fine. So that is gonna conclude my unit review of Delthea. If you enjoyed, then please be sure to leave a like as it helps me a lot, and share this video with all your friends who got a Delthea. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.